everybody has received that. This is the 24th Navajo Nation Council. I am here in Window Rock, Arizona on the Navajo Nation, but again, this is teleconferencing. We do have honorable members of the 24th Navajo Nation Council calling in throughout the Navajo Nation from the respected chapter areas or respected homesteads. So thank you very much for calling in today. This afternoon, today's date is July 1st, starting of a new month, 2020. Time now is 2:06 p.m. Presiding by myself, Honorable Seth Damon, Speaker of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, officially call this meeting to order. Let me go ahead and do a roll call, and then we'll go ahead and move on from there. Bobby, you mind doing a roll call?
Okay, Speaker. Honorable Elmer Begay. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. Honorable Paul Begay.
Delegate Paul Begay is present.
Honorable Paul Begay is present. Honorable Nathaniel Brown. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Delegate Charles Newton is present.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton is present. Honorable Amber Kanazba Krati. Honorable Herman Daniels.
This is Council Delegate Herman M. Daniels Jr. present.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. is present. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Good afternoon, Delegate Freeland here. Thank you.
Honorable Mark Freeland is present. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Delegate Halona is present. Thank you.
Honorable Pernell Halona is present. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Delegate Henyo is present.
Honorable Jamie Henyo is present. Honorable Vince James. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez is here.
Honorable Rick Nez is present. Honorable Carl Slater. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Here.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. is present. Honorable Otoso.
I'm here.
Honorable Otoso is present. Honorable Charlene So.
Present.
Honorable Charlene So is present. Honorable Daniel So.
Delegate Daniel So is present.
Honorable Daniel So is present. Honorable Eugene So.
Okay.
Honorable Eugene So is present. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. Honorable Edison Wanika. Honorable Edison Wanika is excused. Honorable Edmund Yazi. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair. Let me go through it again. Speaker with 13 members present.
Thank you, Bobby. 13 members present, including myself. That equals a quorum. That, colleagues, moving on down on our agenda, invocation. I know that Resource and Development Committee had an invocation this morning. Chairman, for the record, who was the one that did the invocation this morning? Chairman Nez?
Yes, Honorable Speaker Damon. Invocation was provided by Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr., thank you very much for doing the invocation for the day. Thank you for doing that for everyone. Honorable Daniel. So with that, we do have the invocation this morning. We can move on to recognizing guests and visiting officials. Again, welcome to everyone who's logging in and listening to us on the World Wide Web, our different social media sites. Thank you very much for logging in today. We are having a special Navajo Nation Council session regarding some of the legislations that we need to take care of. With that, is there anybody else who's recognizing guests as visiting officials at this time? There are none. We can continue to go on down the line with review and adopt the agenda. Mr. Botero, if you could read the agenda into the record.
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, proposed agenda of the 24th Navajo Nation Council, Window Rock, Navajo Nation Special Session via teleconference, July 1, 2020. Presiding Honorable Seth Damon, Speaker, 24th Navajo Nation Council. 1, call meeting to order, roll call, invocation. 2, recognize guests and visiting officials. 3, review and adopt the agenda. 5, reports none. 6, old business none. Or 5, old business none. 6, new business. A, consent agenda, legislation 0286-19, legislation 0119-20. 7, close the session, announcements, adjournment. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Motion, this is Daniel.
Motion, Honorable Daniel.
Second, Delegate Paul Begay.
Second by Honorable Paul Begay. Colleagues, any questions, comments, additions, deletions to the agenda today?
Speaker Damon, Delegate So.
Chairman Daniel So, and then I'll go to Honorable Otto So afterwards. Chairman Daniel So, go ahead.
Thank you, Cecilia, Otto, Chiche, and Chiche for making the motion to adopt the agenda. Otto, Shastuisa Zani, Edo, Chiches, and Ecuador. Kae Nihinchke Dole, moving parties. Legislation 0145-20. It's emergency legislation to oppose the license application of Family Dollar in St. Michael's, Arizona. Legislation emergency go in Italia by Office of Legislative Counsel Dana Barbara. But I'll indicate a request to modify the agenda.
I'll second that motion.
Let me, let's do, instead of moving on to modifying the agenda, let me recognize that as an amendment to the agenda, Chairman Daniel. So is that okay with you?
Second.
Yes, I'll look to your lead for that, Cecilia.
Okay.
Then it'll be a motion to amend the agenda. I'll straight
Okay,
out.
well,
Thank you.
motion by Chairman Daniel So, and then second by Honorable Rick Nez. Chairman Rick Nez holds a second on this amendment to add 0145-20 to the agenda. Okay, with that, comments, questions on the amendment?
This is Delegate Charles Newton, Speaker.
Otto So.
Madam Chair Charles Newton, then Honorable Otto So. Madam Chair
You
Charles
can
Newton.
go ahead and have Honorable Otto So, because he was before me. Thank you.
Honorable Otto So.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I'd like to add, modify the agenda to add on to legislation 0104-20 and legislation 0126-20. And one's related to the UUFB request and then for the Department of Justice. Then the other will be related to the fund management plan relating to the dollars that were donated to the Navajo Nation.
Let me just read both of the titles in 0104-20, colleagues, is an action related to law and order, BNF, NABI, and Navajo Nation Council approving supplemental funding for the UUFB in the amount of $55,530 for the Navajo Hopi Legal Services Program to fund the shortfall for 2 professional staff positions through the end of fiscal year 2020, waiving 12 NNC, subsection 820E and 820F from the Appropriation Act. That's 0104-20. Legislation 0126-20 is an action related to the BNF, NABI Committee, and Navajo Nation Council establishing the Navajo Nation COVID-19 Response Donation Fund to house financial donations made to the Navajo Nation to assist in the fight against COVID-19 on the Navajo Nation, waiving Navajo Nation code set-aside provisions. That's 0126-20. That, Chairman Daniel So, there's a request to modify. Would you like to proceed?
Honorable Otto So, Pagi in KDGC, what aid on the not only Pagi B. So on this Amendment 1, Speaker.
All right, with that, legislation 0104-20, due to the fact that it is a 2/3 vote, we would go to that legislation first before all other legislations. Chairman Rick Nez, you good? As a seconding motion?
Yes, I'm good.
All right, great. Now, moving on down on the amendment. Chair Charles Nguyen.
Thank you, Speaker. I don't need to speak. Honorable Otto So has covered the 2 legislations that I was going to ask. Thank you.
Okay. With that, colleagues, any other comments, questions, addition? Oh, actually, on Amendment 1.
Delegate James.
Honorable Vince James.
In regards to Amendment 1, the statute regarding it being an emergency, how is that an emergency? That's my question. Thanks.
Okay. Honorable James, are you referring to legislation 0145-20?
That's the Amendment 1 to add on to the agenda, right? But it's being
Yes.
considered as an emergency.
Yes.
So how is it an emergency?
Yeller's on the line. Excuse me.
The resolution adopted opposes the liquor license application filed by a Family Dollar Store in community of St. Michael's, Arizona, located within the territorial jurisdiction of the Navajo Nation. Let me go to sponsor.
Thank you.
Vice Chair Smith on board.
Otto Shea, Honorable Vince James. Let's say, we had a regular legislation. It was going to go to LOC, then to Hess, then to NABI, and then to the council. We were afraid that we wouldn't have enough time to go through all the committees and then to send it across the street for the 10-day review. And the actual license application hearing is July 28th. And we didn't want to be scrambling at the last minute to get this position to the powers that be that would basically review the license application. AD given a atkin go. I see. Atkin go bend the chat. There's no a quaggy legislative council. Baby Hastio and a quaggy. Chosen Nahadi law without NASCAR's original legislation. What that should change.
Thank you, Chairman. So any other comments, questions on Amendment 1?
Delegate James.
Honorable James, you didn't reserve your time.
This is Hino.
Moving on down, Chairman Hino.
Yes, along the same lines of Delegate James, I'd like to hear from Chief Legislative Counsel how this fits into the category of emergency legislation. Otherwise, we might be opening the door for all legislations to be considered emergency. I reserve my time.
Chairman Hino, reserve your time at 4:39.
Speaker, this is Daniel.
On Amendment 1. With that, let me go to Ms. Barbara. Are you on the line?
Yes, I'm on the line. Good morning. Good afternoon, Navajo Nation Council, Chairman Hino, and Speaker. As we've said in the past, it is really the responsibility of Council to come to an agreement whether a legislation is an emergency. However, there was, I will say this, that there was presented to the sponsor an option that legislation could qualify as an emergency, and if it was adopted, then it could get to the appropriate state agencies and officials who will be granting the liquor license. Are considering the liquor license. If you will note, the Family Dollar Store actually is within the territorial, it's surrounded by the Navajo Nation. It sits within its territorial boundaries.
Hold on. Point of order, is that Chairman Hino?
Yes. Okay. Thank you to that Speaker Damon. I asked a pointed question. How does this qualify through our codes as an emergency legislation? I don't want to hear the whole story behind the territorial jurisdiction and everything. I just asked, how does this fit within the code as an emergency legislation?
Okay. Thank you. I can shorten that. One of the criteria under 2 NNC 164A16 are matters constituting an emergency shall include matters that directly threaten the sovereignty of the Navajo Nation, establishing a liquor license within the Navajo Nation, which prohibits the sale of liquor, definitely clashes with the Navajo Nation's sovereignty to control it and oversee its lands. So that would be how I would say it can qualify under the statute. It is, of course, as I said at the beginning, Navajo Nation Council's determination as to whether it's an emergency or not. Thank you. I hope that answers the question, Chairman Hino.
Okay, Pat, go back. Any other comments, questions on Amendment 1? There's none. We'll go back to Chairman Hino. 4 minutes, 39 seconds on reserve time.
I cannot consider. I'm good with my time.
Okay. There's no other
Is Delegate Sol?
Honorable Otto, go ahead. Honorable Otto, hold on.
Thank you very
Honorable
much.
Otto, you didn't reserve your time.
Okay, thank you.
This is Delegate Daniels, Speaker.
Honorable Daniels, go ahead. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Speaker. I have a question on the amendment. Looking at the agenda, it says consent agenda. Because is it going to be separate? Reserve time.
Honorable Daniels, reserve your time at 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Honorable Daniels, if this amendment passes, what we're going to do is we're going to legislation, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Lutero, we're going to legislation 0104-20 first because it's a 2/3 vote. And then we're going to go to the consent agenda, which is only those two items that are already on the agenda, 0286-19 and 0119-20. And then moving on down to the legislation, we're going to go on to legislation 0145-20 and then 0126-20, which are not on the consent agenda. Honorable Daniels. That's going to be the lineup.
Speaker, if I may, this is Delegate Daniel. So to add context,
Hold on, Chairman Daniel. So we're 0126-20 is a might be in a. We're checking. Ms. Barbroff, on 0126-20, it's creating the fund. On there, it says waiving Navajo Nation code set aside. Is this legislation a 2/3 vote too as well?
Yes, Speaker, it should be a 2/3 vote because of the waivers.
So Chairman Daniel So, our Chairman, as Chairman Daniel So, who's holding the motion, to answer your question, Honorable Daniels, legislation 0104-20 will be first, then 0126-20, which is creating the fund, then the consent agenda items. And then last but not least is going to be legislation 0145-20, which is the legislation regarding the sale or the opposing the liquor license in St. Michael's, Arizona. To answer your question, Honorable Daniels. Chairman Danielson.
yes, sir. And regarding Che Herman Daniels' question, Che, yeah, he 286-119, a consent agenda, a daily a auto bahol zijo, is needed. Get even agnostic on these two legislation as consent agenda. Without a Sato Nakaba Zendoli, even get a quaggy shot data. Thank you, Cecilia. Speaker Damon.
If there's any other comments, questions on Amendment 1? There's none. Let me go back to Honorable Daniels. Reserve time, 4 minutes and 41 seconds.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you. Chair. I should say, so thank you for the clarification. Thank you. I'm going to yield my remaining time to Delegate Uruso.
Okay. Or 20? That 3 minutes and 21 seconds to Honorable Otto. So, you good?
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shay. Honorable Daniel. You allowed me some time. I guess I had the question about why certain legislation was deemed emergency. So I believe never care beneath when the live Jason under on South Store. Naturally, English going to be a lot closer to the center part of the Navajo Nation. Ishin not what up on Bansa Kiso. The Nahashin, so she achieved that destroyed a lot of families related to alcohol, and everybody probably knows the story. Every household has a story, and I do believe that needs that criteria. It's like saying Hubble Trading Post applying for a liquor license there in Ganado. I would treat it the same also if Hubble Trading Post decided to do that, or any trading post that is on fee land on the Navajo Nation. But there's timelines related to the counties, and when the county board of supervisors is going to hear these legislation or these proposals, and the liquor board is going to be making that decision. It is something that we have to keep on the radar, and we have to keep this treated the same as long as we still have laws that prohibit liquor to be sold on the Navajo Nation or to be brought on the Navajo Nation. The Navajo people approves it. In the eight but I did be honest, lado be honest, up in Nachiko. Up on it, I should not know. They go never care, but go 20 visit what's that? The same dollar store applied for a liquor license, and they withdrew. And it is troublesome. We have county land in the mix of the city, and we're in the same scenario. But we're glad that they withdrew the liquor license application in that area, and I wouldn't want it if I were representing St. Michael. But not shot, not on the bunch lean, on skin or dadin, and then a bag go over on the ship. Honest, is it about this on shade or dadin? So I do see the need to protect the interests of the Navajo people and our children. I should not yet. I should up. They're going to hurt themselves if we allow them to this establishment to do that on within or near our reservation. The dollar store. That dollar store owner, he comes from Kentucky or somewhere, and they don't know his true name. The liquor license that was applied for didn't have the true name on there. And I believe that's the same owner that owns the dollar store there in St. Michael's and owns the same store on the county land in Tuba City. So
Okay, that, one more time. Moving on down. I don't have anybody else with reserve time. Any new players going once, going twice, going three times. Spatero, second reading on Amendment 1.
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, there's Amendment 1, motion to add legislation 0145-20, 0104-20, and 0126-20 to the agenda. Two of them are two-thirds and they will be adjusted accordingly. Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. That, Bobby, let's take a roll call vote.
Honorable Amber Begay. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Delegate Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Hello, Delegate Brown votes green.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Delegate Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Canasba Crotty. Honorable Herman M. Daniels, Jr.
This is Delegate Daniels. I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels, Jr. votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Delegate Freeland votes green.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Henyo votes green.
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Vince James.
Delegate Vince James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith, Jr. Honorable Wilson Stewart, Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart, Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Honorable Eugene So.
Green.
Honorable Eugene So votes green. Honorable Thomas Walker, Jr.
Thomas Walker votes green.
Honorable Thomas Walker, Jr. votes green. Honorable Edmund Yazzie.
Green.
Honorable Edmund Yazzie votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair. Honorable Almer Begay. Honorable Amber Canasba Crotty. Honorable Pernell Halona. Honorable Raymond Smith, Jr.
Green.
Honorable Raymond Smith, Jr. votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
I vote green. Honorable Monica votes green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. And Honorable Edison Wanika votes green. Speaker with a vote of 19 yeas and 0 nays.
19 yeas and 0 nay. And speaker not voting. That, thank you very much. Motion, Amendment 1 moves forward, passes. Honorable Winika, thank you for calling in and joining in with us today.
Yes, sir. Point of privilege.
Point of privilege. Honorable Otto So.
Wanted to call a point of privilege to hear There is Honorable Wanika on the line, and just wanted to thank him for coming online, and we all been praying for you, Shananta. Ko ni thawin lo. Ko siya ya Queen nito. Oh. Ede hata siya lang. Ako ta isito siya.
soon as we get that clearance, and then we can continue, colleagues. Again, colleagues, thank you very much for calling into this new number. We were having technical difficulties with WebEx. We will be using this number for the remainder of today. I'm just waiting to make sure before I get back onto roll call that the Navajo Nation live feed up on YouTube, or Facebook, or Vimeo is up and running. As soon as we get that clearance, and then we can go ahead and continue on moving forward, colleagues.
Speaker, this is Delegate Halona. I was trying to get on to vote on the last voting, but I don't think they heard me.
We heard you, Lona. You said red.
Guess you're not listening, huh?
We all heard it loud and clear.
All right. Well, she didn't say it.
Well, no,
went on.
Got you.
We're just messing with you, brother.
With the correction,
Speaker, it's back up
Honorable-
on Facebook now.
is it? Byron, are you there? Communications Department, IT, we good? What? Okay, all right. That, colleagues, that, we're good to go. Thank you. Again, colleagues, let's go ahead and to everybody logging in, that's listening in on the World Wide Web, Facebook, on Vimeo, on YouTube. We are having the Navajo Nation Council special session today via teleconference. We did have some technical difficulties. We were just concluding that on Amendment 1, which was held by Chairman Daniel So, second by Honorable Chairman Rick Nez, we were going back to the board and going on down to the next item on the agenda. But before that, I did receive and we did see that Honorable Halona did come in or did text in and said he's voted green on the amendment. So that does add that to the report, Bobby. So with that, recognizing Honorable Halona's vote, that vote changes the overall count from 19 to 20. So on Amendment 1, We are at 20 in favor, 0 opposed, and the speaker not voting. For the record. Moving on down on the agenda. Next one I have lined up is Honorable Otto So.
Speaker, I'm going to reserve my time.
Otto So reserved the time 4:58. Moving on down. Madam Chair, Charles Newman on the main motion for the agenda.
Nothing to say, Speaker. Reserve my time.
Reserve your time at 4:58. I don't have any more players going once, going twice. Go back to reserve time. Honorable Otto So, 4 minutes and 58 seconds.
I waive it.
Going on back to Madam Chair Charles Newman, 4 minutes, 58 seconds.
Waive it.
Okay, with that, I don't have anybody else on reserve time. No new players on the board for on the motion or for the agenda. But once, twice, 3 times. Mr. Botero, second reading on the agenda.
Mr. Speaker, you have one amendment. Motion to add legislation 0145-20, 0104-20, and 0126-20 to the agenda. Mr. Speaker.
That, colleagues, on the horn. Roll call.
Honorable Elmer Begay. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr.
Green.
Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Delegate Brown votes green.
Yeah.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Canazba Crotty.
Delegate Amber Canazba Crotty votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Amber Canazba Crotty votes green. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Council Delegate Mark Andrew Freeland votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Halona votes green.
Honorable Pernell Halona votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Haney votes green.
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Vince James.
Delegate Vince James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Green.
Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. votes green. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Honorable Eugene So. Honorable Eugene So votes green. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. votes green. Honorable Edison Wanika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Wanika votes green. Honorable Edmund Yazzie.
Green.
Honorable Edmund Yazzie votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
I'll vote green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Almer Begay.
Vote green.
Honorable
Almer
Almer
Begay.
Begay votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Speaker with a vote of 22 yeas and 0 nays.
Thank you, Bobby. We've got 22 in favor, 0 opposed. Speaker not voting. We do have an agenda before us. Moving on down. We'll get that out to you as quickly as possible. New agenda. Item number 4, reports. There are none. Old business. There are none. New business. Legislation 0104-20. Sponsor by Honorable Otto So. Co-sponsor by Honorable Freeland. Co-sponsored by Vice Chair Walker. This legislation is 2/3 votes, 16 votes in order for it to carry. With that, let me go to Mr. Poltero, if you could read the legislation into the record.
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, tracking number 0104-20, an act relating to Law and Order Committee, Budget and Finance Committee, Navigation Committee, and the Navajo Nation Council approving supplemental funding from the unreserved undesignated fund balance in the amount of $55,530 for the Navajo Hopi Legal Services Program to fund the shortfall of 2 professional staff positions through the end of FY 2020, waiving 12 into sections 820E and 820F of the Appropriations Act. Council is final authority. There are no amendments. Legislation has been read to the record by electronic voice recording. Mr. Speaker.
Motion. Question of President Delegate James.
Motion by Honorable Vice Chair Smith. Point of order by Honorable Vice Chair James. Point of order.
Speaker, did we just vote on the main motion to adopt the agenda, or did we just vote for the amendment that my Chair Daniel So, which we were on, and then the system went out? Thank you.
Honorable James, we did vote on the amendment, and that was 20 in favor, 0 opposed. Speaker not voting. Then we went back to the main motion, and we voted on the main motion with the amendment for 22 in favor, 0 opposed, and Speaker not voting. So
okay,
now
thank you for testing.
Okay. Now we're on to new business legislation 0104-20. It's a motion by Honorable Vice Chair Smith. Is there a second?
Freeland. Second, Eugene.
Second by Honorable Freeland. Colleagues, just pass it. Nabi work. Once. One twice. One 3 times. We're board. Roll call vote.
Honorable Almer Begay. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr.
Green. Key Allen.
Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Delegate Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
They don't give us a date. Delegate Brown votes green.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Knaz-Balkrati. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
They vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Council Delegate Mark Andrew Freeland votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Halona votes green.
Honorable Pernell Halona votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Henyo votes green.
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Vince James.
Delegate James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater, green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Honorable Eugene So.
Oh, it's George.
Honorable Eugene So votes green. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr.
Thomas Walker votes green.
Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. votes green. Honorable Edison Winika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Winika votes green. Honorable Edmund Yazzie.
Green.
Honorable Edmund Yazzie votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
Delegate Yellowhair votes green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Elmer Begay.
Vote green.
Honorable Elmer Begay votes green. Honorable Amber Knasba-Crotty. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Green.
Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Speaker, with a vote of 21 yeas and 0 nays.
Bobby, 21 in favor, no opposed. Speaking out voting, motion carries. Bottom so.
I just would like to thank you guys, Chinanta, for passing this legislation, and you have tremendously helped the Department of Justice and the program of the Navajo Hope and Legal Service. So, providing the services to the Navajo people in the region of the people that were affected by the Navajo Hopi land settlement, because there's still cases that are still being appealed, and these monies are to fund the shortfall for that for those positions. Thank you.
Hey. Moving on down. Legislation 0126-20, sponsored by Madam Chair Charles Newton, co-sponsored by Honorable Otto So. Lotero, if you could read into the record.
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, number 0126-20, an action relating to budget and finance and number JPIC committees and the Navajo Nation Council, established the Navajo Nation COVID-19 response donation fund to house financial donations made to the Navajo Nation to assist the fight against COVID-19 on the Navajo Nation, waiving Navajo Nation Code set-aside provisions. This is final authority. There are no amendments. Legislation has been read into the record by electronic recording. Mr. Speaker.
Motion, Halona.
Colleagues. Motion by Honorable Halona. Is there a second?
Vice Chair Smith.
Vice Chair Smith?
Second. Yes.
Second. Oh, Smith. Had colleagues. Nabi, there was 20 in favor, 0 opposed. Nabi work? Went once. Went twice. Went 3 times. Go to board. Roll call. Vote.
Honorable Elmer Begay.
Vote green.
Honorable Elmer Begay votes green. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr.
Key Allen votes green.
Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Delegate Brown votes green. Yeah.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Canasba Crotty.
Delegate Amber Canesbaugh Crotty votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Amber Canasba Crotty votes green. Honorable Herman Daniels.
They vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Green.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Malona votes green.
Honorable Pernell Halona votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Henry votes green.
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Vince James.
Delegate Vince James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater, green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Green.
Honorable Raymond
Green.
Smith Jr. votes green. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Honorable Eugene So. Honorable Eugene So votes green. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr.
Thomas Walker votes green.
Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. votes green. Honorable Edison Wanika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Wanika votes green. Honorable Edmund Yazzie.
Green.
Honorable Edmund Yazzie votes green. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Speaker, with a vote of 22 yeas and 0 nays.
Probably 22 in favor, 0 opposed. Speaker not voting, motion carries. You. Moving on down, item number C, consent agenda, legislation 0286-19 and 0119-20. Sarah, would you read them into the record?
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, item number 0286-19, an act relating to law and order, health, education, and human services, Navigated Committee of the Navajo Nation Council, amending legislation CO-64-17, declaring the second Friday in May to be known as Navajo Police Officer Day within the Navajo Nation. There are no amendments, and this is final authority. Legislation 0119-20, an action relating to the Resources and Development Committee, the Health, Education, and Human Services Committee, and the Navigated Committee and the Navajo Nation Council, canceling the Navajo Nation Fair, the 4th of July celebration, the Northern Navajo Nation Fair, and all the other fairs, rodeos, and ropings held on the Navajo Nation during 2020. There are also no amendments on this legislation. This is final authority. Both legislation have been read into the record by electronic voice recording. Mr. Speaker.
Stewart? He's here.
Is there a motion?
Kenyo.
Yellow hair, second. Second, Honorable Yellow Hair. That. On the consent agenda for the board, legislation 0286-19 and 00-119-20. Hold on.
Speaker.
Honorable. Hello?
Speaker. Stewart.
Honorable Stewart.
I had an amendment that I would ask Ms. Khan to help me with, and we got that one sent out to the delegates check report right during the council session this afternoon, and that was regarding the request to the sponsoring parties on legislation 11920 to install a fee for those that continue to do that.
Honorable Stewart, these two items were adopted as a consent agenda at the time of when the agenda was put into place. So when you passed that consent agenda, it was at that time, if anybody wanted to make an amendment or move forward on it, then you would ask to not have it on the consent agenda. Since it is on the consent agenda now, what you would have to do is you would have to you would have to motion to modify the agenda. And because we already adopted the agenda, since you're modifying the agenda, you would need 16 votes in order to modify this agenda. Honorable Stewart.
Okay.
Because it's already on the consent agenda. And we have a motion and a second. And I already recognize that motion, and I already recognize the second.
Okay, then. That will be. Let me try it. Let me see what our votes come out with it. If I request to amend this consent.
Well, I can't recognize your motion because we already have a motion, Honorable Stewart, by Chairman Hino and second by Honorable Yellow Hair. And if you raise a point of order or a point of privilege, you can't raise a motion on underneath one of those.
Goodbye.
Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Anything from Vince James?
No.
Okay. Speaker with a vote of 19 yeas and 2 nays.
That 19 in favor, 2 opposed. Speaker not voting, motion carries. Moving on down. On legislation 0145-20. Sponsored by Chairman So, co-sponsored by myself, Seth Damon.
Speaker, can I say something really quickly? I just want to say thank you to my colleagues for 119-20. And just really quickly, Speaker, I'm sorry, but we also got word that several events were also canceled as well. So I just want to say thank you very much to everyone. That's all.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair, Charles Linton. That on legislation 0145-20. Again, sponsored by Chairman So. Swatara, if you read into the record. Colleagues, as anyone who asked to drop a legislation and you're not here in Window Rock to drop a legislation, I usually co-sponsor that legislation so that we can get it through the process for you. Any delegate has asked me to do that, and in this case, I did do that.
You have been muted. To unmute yourself,
Now,
press the
this
star key
legislation
twice.
was actually dropped in as an emergency legislation today. It was put into the hopper, and it was sponsored by Honorable Chairman Daniel So, who requested this. The co-sponsor, which is myself, is the one that's actually on the actual signature on the legislation. And in precedence, we have usually asked the individual to sponsor that legislation, have the signature on the signature and title of the legislation. So, Chairman Daniel So, I know that you have not signed off on this legislation as of yet. Honorable Chairman So, at this time, I respectfully request that maybe you can chair the meeting, or Honorable Chairman Hino or Madam Chair Charles Newton, and then what I can do is I could be the agent or I could be the sponsor at this time, and then I'll refer over to you as an agent of mine, just to follow the
Order. Delegate James.
Order. Well, James, go ahead.
So now that you guys are not unmuting me on my first call, I'm using a different phone number and I'm able to talk to you guys. I know you guys were trying to ask for my vote twice. I text you, but my vote wasn't counted. And then I was still trying to talk, but nobody's unmuting me on your system. And then I can co-sponsor I Am Next Door. Thank you.
Yay!
Speaker,
I propose a recess for 10 minutes. Is that enough time?
Chairman Daniel So. Are you good with that?
Yes, the main thing is we got to make a stand. And if Vince James will sign on as the main sponsor, that's all
You have
right
been
with
muted.
me.
To unmute yourself, press the
Okay.
star key twice.
10 minutes. 10-minute recess. 3:28. We'll come back at 3:38. 10 minutes.
Speaker, are we supposed to do a motion in a second for a recess, or do we just call the recess?
Call the recess. Up to the speaker to call the recess.
Thank you.
Okay. Recess for 10 minutes.
Test.
Mute off.
Thank you, colleagues.
You have been muted. To unmute yourself,
Thank you,
press the
colleagues.
star key
Let's
twice.
go ahead and let me go ahead and do a roll call. Then we can go from there. It's been 10 minutes. Go ahead, Bobby.
Honorable Elmer Begay. Honorable Key Allen Begay, Jr.
Key Allen Begay, Jr. present.
Honorable Key Allen Begay, Jr. is present. Honorable Paul Begay.
Mute off.
Paul Begay is present.
Honorable Paul Begay is present. Honorable Nathaniel Brown. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton. Honorable Amber Knez-Bakrati. Did you get that?
Amber Knez-Bakrati is present. Thank you.
Honorable Amber Knez-Bakrati, present. Honorable Herman M. Daniels.
This is Daniel, present.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels, present. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Present.
Honorable Mark Freeland, present. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Hello, present.
Honorable Pernell Halona is present. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Henyo is present.
Honorable Jamie Henyo is present. Honorable Vince James. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez is present.
Honorable Rick Nez is present. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Vince James is present.
Honorable Vince James is present. Honorable Carl Slater. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Green.
Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. is present. Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Present.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. is present. Honorable Otto So.
I'm here.
Honorable Otto So is present. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Present.
Honorable Daniel So is present. Honorable Eugene So. Honorable Eugene So is present. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. Honorable Edison Wanika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Wanika is present. Honorable Edmund Yazzie. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
Yellowhair present.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair is present. Honorable Elmer Begay.
Present.
Honorable Elmer Begay is present. Honorable Nathaniel Brown. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
You have been
Charles
muted.
Newton is
To unmute
present.
yourself, press the star key
Honorable
twice.
Eugenia Charles Newton is
Mute
present.
off.
Honorable Carl Slater. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr., Honorable Edmund Yazdi.
You have been muted. To unmute yourself, press the star key twice.
Speaker
Mute
with
off.
19
You have been
present.
muted. To unmute yourself, press the star key twice.
Delegate Brown,
Mute
Speaker, Delegate
off.
Slater, I'm present.
Speaker Nathaniel Brown's present. Honorable Carl Slater's present. Speaker, that will be 21 present, including you.
Be 21 present. We do have a quorum. That one we continue to go on down. Legislation 0145-20, sponsored by Chairman Daniel So, co-sponsored by Honorable Vince James, co-sponsored by Seth Naiman. That we have Honorable Vince James as the sponsor, and he did sign off on the legislation. So let me go ahead and go on to Ms. Botero. You want to read into the record?
Mr. Speaker, members of the council, tracking number 0145-20, an action relating to an emergency for the Navajo Nation opposing liquor license application filed by Family Dollar Store
You
in the
have been
community
muted.
of St.
To
Michael's,
unmute
Arizona,
yourself,
located
press the
within
star
the
key twice.
territorial jurisdiction of the Navajo Nation. This is final authority. There are no amendments. Legislation has been read into the record by electronic voice recording. Mr. Speaker.
Motion, Halona.
Motion by Honorable Ona. Second by Honorable Juanita. Okay, with that, comment question. Once and twice, 3 times. On order. Good board. Vote.
Honorable Elmer Begay.
Vote green.
Honorable Elmer Begay votes green. Honorable Keelan Begay Jr.
Green.
Honorable Keelan Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Mute off.
Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Delegate Brown votes green.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Canespa Crotty.
Delegate Amber Kenneth-Crotty votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Amber Canespa Crotty votes green. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Green.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Halona votes green.
Honorable Pernell Halona votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Any votes green?
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Vince James.
Delegate Vince James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Nez.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Stay.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso. Honorable Charlene Stowe. Honorable Daniel Stowe.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel Stowe votes green. Honorable Eugene Stowe. Honorable Eugene Stowe votes green. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr.
Thomas Walker.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Thomas Walker votes.
I'm not getting it, Mr. Walker.
I vote green.
Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. votes green. Honorable Edison Winika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Wanika votes green. Honorable Edmund Yazzie. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
Yellowhair votes green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr. Honorable Otoso.
I vote.
I'm sorry, Mr. Stowe, you're breaking up. I can't hear you.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Raymond Smith Jr. Darlene Stowe. Honorable Edmund Yazzie. Any text messages? Speaker with a vote of 20 yeas and 0 nays.
Colleagues, motion of 20 in favor, 0 opposed. Speaker not voting on legislation 0145-20. Motion carries. That, moving on down. Close the session. Announcement.
Speaker, Delegate Daniel So.
Chairman So, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, Edo Shadinashitez and tweets on. I'm sure there's going to be criticism or no questions or debate on 0145, but let it be known that the Navajo Nation Council will not tolerate infringement on our sovereignty. And so that is the reason that there is no debate. We are all
muted. To unmute yourself, press the star key
opposing this liquor license application. Thank you for your vote.
Okay, with that, any other announcements?
Delegate Vince
Mute off.
Honorable James, go ahead.
I have another speaker. Other colleagues, because announced Kaniki, Kodot, 8 yard, at our next meeting, I'd like to make a request to hear a report regarding, wildfire, the Witch
You have
Spring.
been muted. To unmute yourself, press the star
The
key
wildfire,
twice.
the Witch Spring 2. I wanted to present a report to you guys today, but somehow I spaced out the agenda. But other than that, just keep our constituents, our families, our relatives in your prayers. This morning we did get a report that it was more than 9,000 acres that has burned, and it's continuing to burn with zero containment of the fire. So colleagues, if you can just keep us in your prayers, greatly appreciate that. There were several structures that have burned down, several corrals, livestock corrals that have burned down, several shade house, chaha'o, has burned down, fence line, cornfields have been burnt down. So with that, we have a lot of my constituents in that area that are grieving with the loss of the structures burning down. And it also extends into my Nulles area as well, Honorable P. Ellen Begay. And then right now we have the smoke. That is a big factor that is affecting my brother's area as well, Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. So with that, just keep us all in your prayers. Thank you.
Mute off.
Thank you, Honorable James. And we can work on that. Getting that together on the next meeting. Any other announcements, colleagues?
I do, Speaker Damon. Rick Nez.
Chairman Nez, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker Damon, as well as honorable members of the 24th Council. I just have a concern about, I understand Friday is a Navajo Nation holiday. And my question to you is the offices going to be closed throughout the Navajo Nation? That's my first question. My concern is today's special session was approved and all that, and we had RDC meeting this morning, and we didn't complete all the tasks that we need to discuss. One of them is the drought on the Navajo Nation. It is a major concern, and that's probably one of the reasons why there's a fire up there. And we really need to hear from Water Resources as well as Department of Ag and Division of Natural Resources before RDC. But it would be nice also to schedule one for the Nabikiak meetings. And some of these meetings, like today, I wish we would have had it at about maybe 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock. Sometimes we don't get done till about 3 o'clock with RDC meetings. So I just thought I'd let you know that. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Chairman Nez. Just to answer your question, yes, the whole Navajo Nation is off on Friday. It's a holiday. So no one will be around, I'm assuming. Moving on down. Any other comments, questions?
Speaker.
Announcement.
Speaker, this is Elgin Brigade.
Elmer Brigade, go ahead.
The Speaker, thank you. I don't know that the rest of the delegates yet did this thing. I don't I wanted to say that the announcement that going to make is our grade official here in southwest part of the reservation, they've been reporting and submitting some 214, 213 forms a call for what they need windmills repairs, and some of these are water wells are going dry. We want to know that how
unmute yourself. Press the star key twice.
How long is this going to be? Just listening to the report saying that we're going to extend the closure of the Navajo Nation programs offices. So so we already been hit with a drought, and then with plus this COVID-19, where people, we need water. That's the most essential element that we need to survive. I know that right now the people are running around for water. We can't even get the water from NTA. NTA been water point's been down for almost a week and a half now. Chapters, some of these chapters, the 2 chapters that I have that are non-certified, they're closed. I don't even the Dalcon, they are not for a few hours, but we have a long lineup of water to hot water. So today the announcement, I don't know, to think about it, how we're going to be operating with no water. That's essential. No, that emergency. Every day I didn't have the leadership from the Navajo Nation president about washing hands. Because then we already told him that, hey, how about there's no water, running water for Denisha. No, that there's no potable water where we can get it. It came just for. We haven't even resolved anything yet. Every day Mrs. Kate knows the water, and water wells are going dry right now. So I think we need somebody to maybe the next NABI or any special session. We need to put people that can. I don't know how many times I addressed this. I mean, I tried to report this, but they're saying that we'll talk about it. We'll get to it. It's not it. That's my issue today, Speaker. Thank you.
Hey, at the next lobby, because Chairman Nez reiterated that too. Chairman, what we can do is reach out to your leadership too on this, and we can get a report from Department of Ag and also from Water Management Branch to see their direction on what they're utilizing, what their services are, and what they're continuing to do during this pandemic. Seeing how many wells that they're working on, if there's any, and then also get a formal update from them. So we can work on that, Honorable Elmer Brigade, at the next NABCEATIC committee meeting. That, there's no other announcements. One.
Speaker.
Twice.
Speaker.
Daniel.
Yes, Speaker. Thank you. I totally agree with them. Delegate Elmer Brigade, I was going to address that to Water Resources today in the RDC meeting. That didn't happen. So in my area, Shantville, local watering point, it's down. So people are looking for water out there. Called Karunana, around Shantville, the community of Shantville and other adjacent communities. They used to get water from Shantville, but right now that water is down. So I don't know where people are going to get water. Before Nabi, maybe set a special meeting. Or I see that maybe not. So I don't know another thing that I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be dropping the legislation. Navajo Utah Commission and also Utah chapters, they're opposing bringing in uranium to White Mesa Mill in White Mesa next to near Blanding, Utah. So AIC opposed the thing, so I'm going to be dropping the legislation for it on his balance and go electrical. So it chair, Speaker, thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Daniels. That, I'll give you another announcement.
Speaker. Speaker.
Yes.
Freeland.
Freeland, go ahead.
You have been muted.
Thank you, Speaker. Members of 24th Nomination Council. We have postponed our Saturday call for the NABCEATIC State Task Force this Saturday because it's a holiday, federal holiday. So please do not light your firecrackers, Natai. We are in a stage 2 fire restriction, and we are very dry out there in the Navajo Nation. So please adhere to fire restrictions as well, everyone. So no call until next Saturday. On the 11th, we will continue with our updates from our lobbyists and our state partners on the NABCEATIC State Task Force. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Freeland. My colleagues, some other announcements. One.
Speaker, this is Delegate Charles Newton.
Madam Chair, Charles Newton, go ahead.
Sorry, Speaker. I just wanted to say happy 4th of July to my colleagues. I know that the 4th of July has different meanings for everyone, and I understand, like, historically that 4th of July goes back to 1776. But I think for many of us, the 4th of July is also a time that we remember our veterans who are out there defending our freedom and ensuring that we continue to have independence here in the United States. So I was looking back at some of the pictures that we had, and last year, many of us attended the 4th of July celebration in Kayenta, the parade, and that was really kind of the start of the fair season for the Navajo Nation. And we just passed 119-20, which cancels all of those celebrations. And it really made me think back to last year, and just how happy we all were at that time. And, you know, I don't think anyone ever expected what we're going through right now to happen. And, you know, 4th of July, for me and my family, time to gather and to celebrate and to, you know, we never shot off fireworks, but, you know, we are guilty of buying sparklers. And it was something that was fun. There was family cookouts, there was barbecues, there was camping out, those types of activities that really brought the family together. But this weekend, we are entering into the 4th of July weekend. And as I stated already, you know, a lot of things have changed for many families on the Navajo Nation. But I think the one thing that hasn't changed is the remembering of our veterans who are out there serving right now, who are defending our freedom, as I stated. So I just want to say thank you to all of the veterans who are currently serving, and then those veterans who have served in the past. Thank you for your service. Thank you for allowing us to enjoy our freedom, for allowing us to be able to come together like this to celebrate the 4th of July. And then also to my colleagues, I just want to say happy 4th of July. Thank you.
You.
Speaker, Eugene.
Oh, Eugene, so go ahead.
Så det då sker det just annars det. Och sker annars det konto. Ani sin lika som hon är det där hockey. Crazy it every day, every night. One door to another one. And yes, but one thing I want to is how we can have water, never shortage. I gave my plan to Mr. Rudy Sabala, and I confront the resource committee because of what I can do, but never did anything ever happen. I want to go back to the resource committee and let them listen to me. Resource committee, we got something out there we can do, but we don't look at it. It's a big project. Chicago. Thank you.
So, any other announcements?
Speaker.
Speaker,
yellow hair.
Hey, Chairman Daniel, so you didn't reserve your time. Moving on down, Honorable Yellow Hair.
Hello, Yate, Speaker Corridor Honorable Navajo Nation Council. She thought I was going to ask to let you guys know that NPL has no water now. Windmill is all dry. From that station, I don't share those I see trying to have a good July 4th, and we come back, we'll take care of this water. I don't share this issue on behalf of the our people in Black Mesa area. I don't thank you. Have a good July 4th, Speaker. And also the President, Vice President of our nation. Yeah.
Hey.
Thank you very much.
Honorable Yellow Hair. That. Any other announcements?
Gallon.
Honorable Callan. Hey, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. I wanted to go ahead and defer my time to Chairman Daniel So. Thank you.
Chairman Daniel So, 4 minutes, 54 seconds. You good?
I'm good. I'll use every minute of it, every second of it.
Go ahead.
Speaker.
On announcement.
Yes, I just want to make an announcement that about 2 months ago, I really emphasized the need for water hauling using the proceeds from the drought emergency fund. And it's time for action and not a time for reports. Can we get Office of Legislative Counsel to do the necessary works, meaning to designate X $1 million out of that insurance money to hire truck drivers to haul water to some of these places that are without water. We've got the San Juan River that's flowing. Just pump it out of there. We got Nappy. We got the east. Some of the eastern chapters could get water from that particular canals. It's past time for if Water Resources, the Department of Ag, and those folks aren't moving, then let's put it in the hands of some folks that will get the water to the chapters, to the livestock owners. That's very necessary. As part of the previous FEMA, I understand there's 4 tankers, actual tanks that sit in the yard of water management that's not being used. That's a resource that has zero value because there isn't a truck hooked up to it. And as soon as you hook up a truck to it and put water in it, then it becomes an asset, a usable asset. So I think it's time for the council to act. And so if Speaker, you could direct the folks that are adept at putting legislation together for using the insurance proceeds. I mean, I think key is the budget, forms that will facilitate the appropriation of those funds. I would ask of that Speaker. Like I said, it's beyond waiting for a report. It is time for action. And it behooves this council to put that aspect in action, into motion. I think it was 2 months ago I had brought up that idea, and it hasn't gone anywhere. But right now, I really feel like it's time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Daniel. So I will look to Legislative Council and Speaker's office. We can sit down with individuals and see what we can do about some of the timelines and what we're going to be specific on the drought disaster or the drought relief fund. I know that fund management plan is a fund management plan that was approved by BNF, and final authority for that fund management plan is that Resource and Development Committee. So it would take an action there. I know that the first year of funding that was authorized for that was, I do believe, about $17 million. And the second year of funding and into the third year, I don't know if RDC has approved that yet, but that's something we can get that information for, Chairman Daniel. So, and then moving forward, identifying where the need is in order for us to go ahead and see where the action is happening and where it's not happening, especially on water hauling. So I'll look to the update as I go ahead and work together with the chairman of the Resource and Development Committee. And Office of Legislative Council. That, colleagues, any other announcements?
Mute off.
What a privilege, Speaker. Delegate Nez.
Delegate Nez, go ahead.
I just want to add that we were supposed to receive a report from Leo Watson, Department of Ag, and use those
You have
funds
been
that
muted.
Chairman
To
Jones
unmute
talking
yourself,
about.
press the star
And
key
we were
twice.
going to request the legislation, so I think that is going to stay with RDC. when they report to us next Wednesday. Thank you.
Okay. There's no other comments or announcements. There a motion to adjourn?
Motion adjourned, Vice Chair Smith.
Motion adjourned by Honorable Vice Chair Smith, second by Honorable Otto Stowe at 4:13 p.m. What? On the horn. Go to board. Roll call vote.
You have been muted. To unmute yourself, press the star key twice.
Honorable Elmer Begay.
Vote green.
Honorable Elmer Begay votes green. Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr.
Key Allen votes green.
Honorable Key Allen Begay Jr. votes green. Honorable Paul Begay.
Dr. Paul Begay votes green.
Honorable Paul Begay votes green. Honorable Nathaniel Brown.
Delegate Brown votes green. Yeah.
Honorable Nathaniel Brown votes green. Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton.
Charles Newton votes green.
Honorable Eugenia Charles Newton votes green. Honorable Amber Knazba Khadi.
votes green. Thank you.
Honorable Amber Knazba Khadi votes green. Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr.
Council Delegate Herman Melvin Daniels Jr. votes green.
Honorable Herman M. Daniels Jr. votes green. Honorable Mark Freeland.
Green.
Honorable Mark Freeland votes green. Honorable Pernell Halona.
Delegate Halona votes green.
Honorable Pernell Halona votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo. Honorable Vince James.
Happy 4th of July, and you all be safe. Delegate Vince James votes green.
Honorable Vince James votes green. Honorable Rick Ness.
Delegate Rick Nez votes green.
Honorable Rick Nez votes green. Honorable Carl Slater.
Delegate Slater green.
Honorable Carl Slater votes green. Honorable Raymond Smith Jr.
Green.
You have been
Honorable
muted.
Raymond
To
Smith
unmute
Jr.
yourself,
votes
press
green.
the star key twice.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr.
Green.
Honorable Wilson Stewart Jr. votes green. Honorable Otoso.
I vote green.
Honorable Otoso votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Daniel So.
Daniel So votes green.
Honorable Daniel So votes green. Honorable Eugene So. Honorable Thomas Walker Jr.
I vote green.
Honorable Thomas Walker Jr. votes green. Honorable Edison Wanika.
Green.
Honorable Edison Wanika votes green. Honorable Edwin Yazi. Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair.
Mute off.
Delegate Yellowhair votes green.
Honorable Jimmy Yellowhair votes green. Honorable Jamie Henyo.
Henyo votes green.
Honorable Jamie Henyo votes green. Honorable Charlene So. Honorable Eugene So.
Red.
Honorable Eugene So votes green. Honorable Edmund
Red.
Yazi. Eugene So. Honorable Eugene So votes red. Honorable Edmund Yazi. Speaker with a vote of 20 yeas and 1 nay.
Thank you, colleagues. 20 in favor, 1 opposed. Colleagues, with a motion of 20 in favor, 1 opposed, the speaker not voting. Motion carries. Have a good day, good weekend. Happy 4th of July. Stay safe. Safe travels.